Joining me now, my husband, Sean Duffy, a Fox News contributor, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, and Tomi Lahren, host of Fox Nation's No Interruptions. Welcome, all of you. I'm going to start with you, Congressman. I think things were so bad that when he went to Georgia, Stacey Abrams didn't even want to be seen next to him and Kamala. I mean, it was her home state, her signature issue of federalizing elections, and she said, I got to go wash my hair.
Look, I can't blame Stacey Abrams. As bad as he's been, I wouldn't want to be next to him either. I'm not even sure if Dr. Biden was there with him. But look, here's the deal. What America is witnessing right now is what every sports franchise and their fan base has realized. When you draft somebody #1 overall and you realize after about 3 or 4 games, that person can't play. And we've drafted Joe Biden. He's now president. And the American people have realized after about the 3rd or 4th game, he cannot play. He's terrible at his job. Everything has gone wrong. And so for a Democrat president who gets kid gloves from the media to poll at 33%, that means you're awful. That means that only about 15% of the American people actually believe in what you're doing. It's that bad for our country. The only silver lining is that he's so bad that the worst elements of the radical Bernie Sanders agenda could not be accomplished in Congress.
Yeah, that's true. Tomi, I thought one of the worst things this week was Jen Psaki. I mean, this thing about, bunnies and rainbows and, unicorns. I mean, I thought it was so condescending. That's not what the American people said they wanted. That's not what they expect. They just want you to do your job and be competent.
Well, I think that's exactly what the American people expected from Jen Psaki. I don't expect anything more from her or from the Biden administration. But I will say this week wasn't a total loss. It was a win for freedom on 2 fronts. We're making sure that we have election integrity, and we're shooting down the Democrats' really large dream of ensuring voter fraud. So that's one victory. And then also striking down that vaccine mandate. But have you ever noticed that the Democrats, the things that they really want to fight for are things that keep them in power or give them more power? They want to fight for vaccine mandates. They want to fight for voter fraud enabling policies. Where is the fight to lower inflation? Where is the fight to fix the supply chain crisis? Where is the fight to secure our border? Those are things they could actually work on, but all they are consumed with is their popularity and making sure that they attain and keep the power that they already have. Where do the American people fit in on this? And the last thing I'll say is that I hope the American people understand that it's not just President Joe Biden and Kamala that are failing. It's the Democrat agenda. So it's not enough for folks like Stacey Abrams to just push this off on the president and vice president. We have to understand it's the agenda that is a failure, and that is on the Democrat Party as a whole.
Absolutely. Sean, I'm really curious about an interesting figure in all of this, and that is Kyrsten Sinema, the senator from Arizona. As you know, I'm from Arizona. Arizona women kind of have that pioneer spirit. They're tough. They've got that, independent streak. I think you've seen that before. She's definitely exhibited that throughout all of this. I'm just curious, does she have any friends in the Senate on the Democrat side now? Kind of give me some insight into the kind of pressure she's under right now.
Oh, listen, Rachel, the pressure she's under is immense. So not only is it the Democrat senators that serve with her, it's Democrat House members, it's the whole White House establishment that's putting pressure on her. It's the left wing, outside groups that are calling and pressuring her. But back at home, the radical wing of the Democrat Party in Arizona is pressuring her. But I served with her in Congress, and she is a very, very good politician, and she's making a choice for Arizona. By standing up and holding tight on the filibuster means I think that Kyrsten Sinema is going to get elected in Arizona for as long as she wants, because that's where Arizona folks are at. But I think I want to piggyback on what Tomi just said. I mean, it was a bad week for Joe Biden, but it was a good week for America and a good week for freedom because, again, the Supreme Court shot down the vaccine mandate that was going to be implemented by OSHA. And the fact that Democrats aren't going to have a federal takeover of elections means that we are going to have still some integrity in our elections. We're not going to have fraud and cheating in our elections. That's a good thing. And I think as conservatives, sometimes we see everything as so dark with what these radical leftists want to do. This week was a glimmer of hope that there still is some sanity in some places of government in America. And as a patriotic American, I want to celebrate that, even if I can just do it this week.
Yeah, Absolutely. Congressman, I want to get to you because there was something we didn't even mention in my monologue of all the things that went wrong. President Biden was also caught in another corn pop moment where he said that he was, arrested in a rally or a protest during the civil rights. Is there something? I mean, the Washington Post even gave him 4 Pinocchios. There's no evidence of this. Why is he trying to cast himself as a civil rights leader? It's just so. It's so predictably dumb to do this. He's going to get caught.
Well, first of all, I'm not surprised with anything that Joe Biden does. He typically does moronic things like this. The truth of the matter is he's flailing, and he is the prototypical politician that the American people on both sides of the aisle, mind you, have rejected for quite a long time. So he's just trying to grasp any straw possible to find a measure of credibility. His problem is that we have all witnessed for the last year there is no credibility. So he's going to continue to do things like this. Unfortunately, the only thing that's of solace to us is that it looks like we're going to take back the House in about 10 months. And then secondarily, he just has no wherewithal at all to lead his party to do anything substantive, which is a great thing for the American people.
Sean, really quick, you came in that wave of 2010. What does the political landscape look like right now compared to 2009, just before that wave in 2010? What does it look like from this year to that time period for you?
So, yeah, when I came in 2010, this was the first off-cycle election for Barack Obama, and his poll numbers were way better than Joe Biden. So these are, cataclysmic for Democrats. The generic polling, when you look across congressional districts, you don't put a name on the ballot, you just say Republican or Democrat. Republicans are up by several points. Republicans are usually even when we're down by 4 points just because of voter turnout. I think this is going to be a 2010, a 1994-esque cycle for Republicans. I think Republicans will pick up anywhere from 35 to 50 seats in the House. I think they take back the Senate. And one last point, that's why Democrats right now don't want to get rid of the filibuster, because they know if Republicans take the House and the Senate, they have a 50-50 shot at winning the presidency in 2024 and will get through a conservative agenda in just 3 short years. Democrats don't want that. So the smart ones say, let's keep the filibuster and keep the pause on legislation.
All right. Well, we're out of time. Tommy, Congressman, Sean, thanks for joining me tonight.